Now, next up, we have a artist who, wow, what can I say? One of the most talented human beings I've come across. Uh, Show promoter, singer, songwriter. I mean, I can just keep going and going and going. One of the most powerful forces. The truth is, when I first met her, she sort of reminded me of the first and only time I met and spoke with Grace Jones. I mean, Grace Jones has such a presence. I'm talking about the presence, not the physicality, but there's something about a Grace Jones that when she steps into a room, you see her. And that's the thing about this next artist. When she steps into the space, she takes up all the oxygen. You know, when she steps into the space, it's someone that you have to see. So she's a remarkable singer, remarkable songwriter, remarkable artist. And tonight we have the pleasure of bringing on stage the one and only the sister, the boss, Italee. Ita!
Peter, Peter. Oh man,
Listen,
I'm humbled
listen.
by your gratefulness.
Oh,
Thank
no.
you.
It's just
Thank
the truth.
you.
It's just the
You are
truth. It's
such a
just the truth.
beautiful soul.
Yeah.
And I would say you, you are just something else. You talk about walking into the room and everyone turn. You, my brother.
Okay.
Kamal, how are
All
you,
right.
my sister?
All right.
Big
Thank you,
up.
sis.
Blessings
But
to all your
it's
audience.
not about me right now. Thank you so very much. I am humbled, but I am just so excited to have people speak to you because now before we get into a little bit about Ita's journey, really why we invited her here tonight, because we could talk to her in so many different capacities. We could talk to her as a female in the game of reggae, pop, dancehall. We could talk to her as a show promoter. We could talk to her as a mom in the space, so many different things. But we invited her specifically tonight to discuss songwriting and her journey as a songwriter, because she has worked on two massive platinum selling projects. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. In the space of music, selling gold means your song sells 500,000 copies. When you spell platinum, you're talking about you sold 1,000,000 copies. Now, this is not as easy an achievement as you'd like to think. And when an artist achieves this goal, it is a remarkable thing. There are not as many platinum artists as we'd like to think, and Italy has worked with at least two persons like this, meaning she has co-written songs and recorded on albums vocally that have sold platinum. One of them actually has sold 9 million copies, which is remarkable. Haven't heard from about Italy, aka Rude, for a minute. That's the Royal General says. Much respect. Let me put that up on the screen. Big up yourself, Royal General. Big up yourself. Yeah, he says, haven't heard from Slash about Italy, aka Rude, for a minute now. Much respect. Ita, welcome.
Please.
Thank you
Thank you
so
for
much.
having me.
Thank you. The songwriter in the process of creating a hit song. We talk about many things in the space, but we don't seem to talk about the writers. It's kind of we have had many award ceremonies in reggae, but do we ever reward the songwriters? Because I
I
don't remember
think
that. I
in
don't
re-
remember ever seeing a Jamaican award for best songwriter. It's kind of
no,
strange.
I
Um,
don't remember either. But I
okay,
think the songwriters that get the award are the ones that are, up on their business, the business of songwriting, the business of publishing. The reward is always there. So sometimes it's not about the glorification of it, it's about the realness of it. What is it bringing in? What is it sending out? You
mm,
know? And so it's not everything is what I would say uh, public domain in that area, you know? Um, because there are writers here that was reaping, but the thing is there was not many people willing to share the
right,
information. And
right.
that's why listening to your conversation coming through, it's really beautiful to hear from the young one and to know that we are blessed in this space with technology, right? Technology at our fingertips to access all information. Information is the source of our wealth, of your wealth, of my wealth. And if we can tap into the valid, the right informations, that can feed our business, feed our souls, feed our lives, wow, we all will be rich like the publisher that did angling business.
Sorry.
I don't know if you were hearing me, Peter. It seemed as if we got cut off or something.
No, I heard you. I heard you. I heard you. I had to step out of the space to check something. I apologize. Listen, why
But
is it though that in terms of songwriters, why do you think that that has remained sort of like a trade secret within the game for so long? What because
well,
somebody
the
has to be
thing
writing songs, Ita. Somebody has to be writing the song, right? And I think one of the problems is that people tend to believe that the artists are the ones who always write the songs, and that's really not always true. Why?
that's not always true.
Yeah, but
Because
why is
even
it that we go? I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. Speak.
the album that you were referring to that sold over 9 million, maybe it's stretching towards 15 million by now,
Yeah.
long time.
Mm.
To say I wrote on it, I didn't write on that album. That was
Mm.
Dave Kelley writing. I was a
Right.
performer.
Right.
I was a performer of the track. I was just
Mm.
calling to the situation.
And you
And
simply
maybe
sang the words. Yeah, you just sang written for you.
yeah, that song was written for me.
Right.
That song was well, maybe not written for me, but it was written, to for a set mold. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so then I came into the space, so I was the one to receive that song because of whatever
So
reason they
tell
were
us the
looking for.
album. Tell us the album. I wanted you to tell us. You tell us the name of the album.
I was a part of the Shaggy Hot Shot album. Right.
Right.
So the song "It's Not Fair," which I think was track 11, it was written by Dave Kelley, Nigel Starr, and other people. I think there's two other writers involved in it, and
Yeah.
Shaggy himself. And at the time I was around there working with Dave Kelley, and I wasn't working. I was working under a different name, like Miss B.
Right.
For a brief
Right. Right.
B.
Right. Right.
Shaggy Hot Shots album came about, and when it came about, they were like, let's go with the word rude, and we're gonna redefine what rude is. Royal, unique, divine, empress. We're
Yeah.
gonna redefine it, but we're gonna be edge cutting. And I think, Robert Livingston, Shaggy, they like the concept of it all, and the song came about by Dave Kelley, and his crew, So and I rocked it,
Yeah. I get
rocked
it.
it, and I'm so grateful to be a part of such a tremendous project, because that project has taken yet another Jamaican genre into millions of homes and opened the gate for that Jamaican culture that has been inspiring the globe for maybe centuries or from our
Right.
conception, as I might
Yeah.
say, So I am grateful that I was there, and I played a part, Yeah,
What
man,
was
big up
that?
to all
What was that
people.
experience like for you? What was that experience like for you? I mean, being
Okay.
in that space. Meaning, what? Let me be precise. The experience of being in the space and helping being a part of that creation, and then watching this project sell 9 million copies globally. What was that experience like for you? What did it do for you as an artist?
Right. For me, playing a part of something that has impacted on people's hearts and mind is just tremendous for me as an artist because that's what we carry this trait for. to convey messages. Well, in this track on the Shaggy Hot Shots album, it's a song really depicting a a unique sexual affair between two parties, coming
Yeah.
together, merging their songs, and one with a complaint and one with a attitude,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
so we were just reenacting, what goes on, between lovers, and it was beautiful because it made people smile, it made
Yeah.
people dance, it made people laugh. And for me to be able to channel something through my pipes to create such a reaction, oh my God, can you imagine what it does for me when the people react and it's all good? It comes back on me. Look at me, I'm shining like a diamond. I'm
Yeah.
loving it.
But did you ever feel, because many artists dream of being in a situation where they end up on a platinum selling track. Um, uh, you you never changed. Literally, you've been the same person since I've known you. You never changed. You are a massive. I mean, how watching this album go from 0 to 9 million? What did that do to you as a person and as an artist?
Well, as which one you want me to go first, as a person or as an artist?
As a person,
As an
as a
artist,
person, as a person.
as a person,
Yeah,
as, as a person, the moon rise and so do the sun, and
yeah,
they share perfect balance timing to make all this functional. So, as a person, I just have many things to get done in life. I have children. I want to keep on being vibrant, youthful, graceful, loving, strong, and ready. So as a person, it was just a great time, a great day, a great
yeah,
experience. And here we go. Much more road to enough things to cram. We can't sit. Move, exit us.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
What about the artist?
So, and as an artist, it's it embarked me on a feeling of triumph. I mean, as boats will sprint down the field. You understand? And at the end of it, he can raise his arm and go, hey! As an
Yeah, yeah,
artist.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
I ran a
yeah,
marathon. Well, I'm not a sprinter, so let me use a marathon. Come
yes,
here, long distance.
yes.
Um,
Stamina.
I run a I run a marathon, and I came out, crossed the line with all the leading players, and feeling ahead of myself that, look, all that other dream, all that other, in things that you're inspired to accomplish, that is down there in your thought. You're right here now. You
Yeah,
now know how to access and create that momentum to pull them into being. You
yeah,
understand? So we just use that from then to keep us to say there's nothing to prove because anyone, anyone can be number one. You just have to choose, and you just have to accept when it comes the ability to know. Because at
yeah,
the time when I took Shaggy project, like he was just rejected from Virgin with that same album.
yeah. I remember. I remember that.
He was just
Yeah,
rejected, and there was a whole lot of disappointment, and I am there
yeah,
because it's all about creating and being a part of creation. It's not about the hype. You understand? It's not about the hype. At no point, and at no point should it be, because if it becomes about that, then you lose your weight in gold. You lose your balance. And remember, you have many other thing will
yeah.
confront you on your life path. Ask me
But
about it.
I think
I'm proud of
it also impacts your creativity too. When you allow that to happen to you as an artist, it impacts your creativity, and not always in a positive way. Because I think for
right.
it for people to create in a space, especially a group of people, there has to be less ego, not more. If you get what I'm trying to say to
But I,
you. So
yeah, I
that,
guess, but
yeah,
But I tell you this.
I'm sorry. One question. One of my most beautiful persons who are normally here. Penis Habit, one of my favorite persons. She's asking, what is your channel name, your YouTube channel name?
My YouTube channel, girl, you're gonna have to just really give me a pinch, right? And I am not up there yet, you know, but I am getting there. I have friends like Peter Lloyd that been saying, and Nadira X that's been like, and Donovan Housen that's been like,
Right.
actually.
So you don't have a YouTube? You don't formally have a YouTube? Mr. Fulton, what's up?
Not yet. You have
All right.
one walk
Okay.
the steps.
Okay, but Penis Habit, you can follow her at Italee_world on Instagram.
On Instagram. Yeah, man.
On Instagram.
Yeah. You send me a message, I answer, sweetheart.
Yes. Okay. You know. Mr. Fulton, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. Marian, thank you for being here. The Royal General. If you all want to ask Italee any questions, you can just type it in the stream, and we can get it. We can get it done. Ita, you did work. You've worked with some pretty big names. Like,
yeah.
Name a few of these people that you've worked with that are truly big names.
Okay. I've worked with Dave Stewart from the Rhythmic. You know, Here Comes the Rain Again, and many other things, yes. I've worked with Tony Canal. From No Doubt. I've worked with Salam Remy, that is responsible for you know, the Fugees and their risings and many more. I've worked with Fat Joe. I've worked with Mike Mangini.
Nice.
Yeah, Mike Mangini, who produced people like Madonna and stuff like that. Jeff Bova, who do people like Bjork. I've worked. 1 second.
No. You, in terms of you worked on one of my most favorite Eddie Murphy movies, along with one of my other most favorite actors, Robert De Niro, right? Which is Showtime. Am I correct?
Yeah, I was on that. Show.
Tell us about working on Showtime.
And on the Showtime project, yes, yet again, it's another situation where I am working around. I'm working with Dave Kelley, you know, and Robert Livingston coming, and he's just like, this girl is just amazing. You know, I never knew then what he was talking about, but man, I love myself more every day, you know. As everyone else, I can feel some part of it, but he was like, this girl's just amazing, and so they heard a couple of the song and they choose that song. Why? For the soundtrack, which was accepted by the label, you know, and again, I was grateful. And it was once again a very awesome and inspiring and motivating and electrifying and energizing position to be in as an artist, to feel that triumph, you know. So it was really good. It was really good. Did you
I don't know what on that track, or you just recorded also?
That was Dave Kelley's situation. So that's Dave Kelley writing. I just put in my slurs, my hums, my personality. I made the lyrics mine, and I just do Italee, aka Miss B, aka Rude. Nice. At the time, at those moments, you know.
Remarkable.
And stuff. Yeah.
That's those are remarkable experiences. Now the Royal General is asking a question. He says,
oh my gosh, hold on. Says, I got it. What? My phone is dying, Peter.
Oh no. Plug in, please. Plug in. It's okay.
I don't know what happened.
It's happened to me, so don't worry about it. Do not feel badly. It's happened to me. We are speaking to Italee. We are talking about her experiences working on Shaggy's Hot Shots. has sold in excess of 9 million copies globally. It's one of the biggest selling one of the biggest selling albums ever, period. But certainly in terms of Jamaica, one of the biggest selling Jamaican artists of all time. And we're also talking to her about working on the soundtrack for Eddie Murphy and Robert De Niro's hit movie Showtime.
Come in, I gotta charge this up back because
Yeah.
I have this interview with Peter, and you know, Peter,
Right, it's all right,
favorite
it's all right.
brothers of all time, and I know it's gonna be good. I want to hear
It's all
all he gotta say.
right.
Here we are again.
Listen, it's technology. These things happen, and I let me tell you something. One of the things about us doing the arts is that we learn very quickly to roll with the punches, right? You deal with the
Of course.
situation. I want to share something really, really funny with you. Years ago. Yeah, yep. Listen, years ago, I was doing a show in Montego Bay. I'm trying to remember the name of the show, but it was like a big annual show that they had. Huge show. And I was one of the headliners booked for the show. And the backing band was Fab Five. Fab Five was a backing band. So they were backing artists. Right. So I didn't use my band. I went with the legends, Fab Five. And the huge audience, and the MC said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Lloyd," and the crowd erupts and walk on stage, and the band goes, no sound, nothing, gone, done, no sound.
No.
Nothing, gone, no sound. And I said, what?
But you are quite a performer. I believe you are made for that.
But here's the thing. The space was so big. You're looking at maybe 15,000 people. So the space is...
wow.
Normally, I would just go a cappella and sing. But there was no way. So we are here. So everybody, so the engineers running around trying to, and I'm saying, what the... Anyway, that didn't end well. The show had to end. But then I had a funnier experience. We were doing an exclusive thing. And that band, again, was not my band. It was a band that the promoter had booked. But it was like an exclusive, like 200, 300 people in a space, sitting down, having coffee. You know what I mean? Very, very upper crust. And the showtime, the keyboard player don't turn up.
Ooh.
Guitarists don't turn up.
Ooh.
Don't turn up. So the only thing that's there is the drum and the bass, and the backing vocals don't turn up.
Oh yeah, you're made for this.
So it's literally me, the drummer, and the bass player. And apparently the problem was the rest of the musicians didn't think they were being paid fairly.
Oh wow.
So they just didn't.
Yeah, there's a lot in our industry. These conversations.
Yes.
Comes around a lot.
Yeah. So Aita, we just sing. Me just sing. Heather Richardson, what's going on? Yes, I'm doing very well. How are you doing, Heather? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we got a standing ovation.
Beautiful.
We just did our thing because we have to be creative in the space, because that's what we have to do. I think artists have to learn to deal with every and any situation that they find themselves in. All right, so I had wanted to ask you, you're a woman in a space that is dominated by men. Your career started, I would say, in the very late 90s into the early 2000s. And at that point, many women in the space. There weren't many women who were doing that well in the space. So you were an exception to the rule. You also, like Pam, you're a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
What has that experience been like you? I ask every female artist who stop by, because I know that many women have complained to me about other things. What was and what remains your experience in the space?
In this space, I have managed to, come across a whole lot of brothers and sisters, enough brothers and sisters. And it has always been love and respect and mutual understanding and, greets, meet. and gone on my yard.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Space, I've been encouraged, you know. In the space, I've been limited, you know. In the space, I've been celebrated, and in the space, I'm sure I've been cursed,
mm-hmm.
because it happens to even the best of us. In the space, you have to remember this is the music industry, and we are still on a plantation.
Yeah.
And for some
Explain what you
things
mean
that
by that. No, when you say that's a very profound thing, and some people may not understand what you mean. When you say we're still on a plantation, what does that mean?
that means that this industry is not run by, you know, people who really care about us or care for us. That's why I hear earlier we're talking about, almost like the conversation was like, if
Mm,
life depicts art or art depict life, you
yeah.
know.
Mm,
There's all different kind of artists run around, all different kind of variables in the
yeah.
music when it come on to sounds and words and everything. But there's design program for certain things to come through the pipeline more
Mm.
than others,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's feeding a culture
Yeah.
or feeding a people, and it doesn't mean that every time you eat, you're eating something that is making you healthy and strong. Sometimes you can be biting into poison,
Yeah.
you know. And so
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
we're on this plantation, and most
Mm,
the industry, not only music, but most the industry on this plantation is not headed by people who care for the people or
yeah.
of the people. So it's designed, especially in the music industry, that there is a whole lot of illusions and delusions,
Mm, mm,
and you have to have your head on. I hear a lot of women talk about the abuse that them get from man in this industry. I
mm.
can downright tell you this. I am grateful that I had a foundation set for me, that I didn't need someone to tell me that I am beautiful.
Yeah.
My parents even used to beat my backside,
Yeah. Mm,
made me feel my own beauty.
yeah.
And that's the culture I grew up on. Whenever did I glorify the ghetto, it was
Yeah.
deprivish area, so we always trying to get out of it,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm.
So the music industry is just a reflection of the entirety of our lives, you know. There
All
has
right.
been a pen,
I have to
but
ask.
also
You're one of the persons I've always wanted to ask this question. Recently, we have a lot of women in the space, in the dancehall and reggae dancehall space, and I'm really happy about that because I remember, I've said this before, I remember doing tons and tons of local stage shows, and I felt like I was incarcerated because pure man around me. Man, it would be ton of man. They said, no,
whole
stop.
party.
No, I'm serious. Just man, just male artists,
Yeah,
no women.
yeah.
And if they were women, it would either be Auntie Marcia Griffiths or it would be Elsa. There was like nobody else, you know.
The Tanya Stevens, come on. I
And
love
then
Tanya too, man.
depending on the show, you would see someone like a Palmer Hall, right?
Yes,
Or but I'm saying generally, I'm seeing a lot of women in the space now, and I'm happy that I'm seeing a lot of women in the space. But there's something that's happening that I think I understand, but as a man, I can't speak to it. Meaning the overt sexuality of these men, of these women, the overt sexuality. And I really don't have a problem with it one way or the other. I'm almost indifferent. But someone said to me, this is
it's
a
become perversion.
the
Oh,
person said,
when you overdo something, it become perversion, because now I walk in the streets, I can walk in the streets of Papine downtown anywhere and see these big giant breasts, big booty that I will never have
yeah,
because I don't get that gene,
yeah,
and
yeah.
just children faces,
Mm-hmm.
so it become perversion. So I would say I have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with a woman being sexy, but I have a problem with a woman being lewd. I'm not afraid to talk. Many of our sisters have gone way beyond themselves,
Mm-hmm.
running down this almighty dream. And again, I would say it's because we're in a plantation. And the music industry is just another example of our lives
Yeah.
set and how we're supposed to live in the plantation where the black woman becomes nothing more than a sexual object. And even, you know, like toss herself around like a toy and call that entertainment. You know what I mean? There's a place for that. And the place for that is not so much in the general stream of things. You
Yeah.
know, I love being sexy, don't get me wrong. And I know sexy music when I hear sexy music. But when
Yeah.
me are not, listen to me, my love Lady Star. When Lady Star said, "If him left, I know," I
Yeah.
was like, what? At a time that was liberating for us women.
Yeah.
It was liberating for us because we were sexually suppressed in Jamaica. So I can see what saw born from. All
Yeah.
this female suppression of the sex and all of this. And when she said, "You can do it good and can do it sweet,"
Yeah.
you know? And so, you know, she was like making women know that not all the time when you get in a certain position and it don't, the pleasure is not there for both of you, it's your fault.
Yeah.
But men used to blame women for everything sexually. So I see where she was born from. But what I'm seeing happening is a whole total different. There are things being born from what I don't know. Like all this, oh, everybody want to show their V, their motherhood everywhere.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you. Black Fox said something earlier when we were talking to him about, he was referencing seeing persons before him do these things. You know, not that specifically, but what I'm saying, you know, he was saying, basically, I think what he was saying, look, we saw Cartel do certain things and it worked. We saw, you understand me? Is it that some of these female artists now, because I think this is beyond Jamaica, I think they're looking at the Cardi B's and they're looking at the Nicki Minaj's and they're looking at these artists in the pop, hip hop
But they should
sphere.
really look at that.
Music,
They should really
pick up
look at
yourself.
them.
But
They
is it
should
that?
really look at Nicki Minaj. Look,
Yeah.
imagine the pain she's feeling. I mean, people are afraid to talk about things, you know. Me, I not see it, you know. Me say that straight out, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I declare for be one, you know. I was born in Mona Common, right there across from University Hospital, a place called Common. And I'm proud, you know. And, you know, I mean, certain things. You think that Nicki Minaj sleeps well every night with that buttock, with that breast? You don't think she experienced pain? You know, much people do them bottom thing there and then bottom I drop out. But our sisters in Jamaica, the land of the gods and the goddesses, Africa awaits its creator. Everybody are just not the same position. I talk about them, I watch the model that is set. We have to set our standards and our model. And when we have our thing to get over, we need to work on it and get over it. I can personally talk for myself, the things that I have to deal with in my life to triumph over. It has not been easy, but I work on it.
But I have to tell you though, that in that same space, there's another set of female artists like the Janais and the, oh gosh, the leader Ikeas, and who are not sexualized, you know, and this other one that I really like her, really young, and she won the Grammy Award last year for Best New Artist.
Oh, Coffee.
Yeah, right. So there's also another group of artists who are.
People are sexualizing coffee. There's a whole lot of conversation about coffee and sex. You know?
Oh, I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is there's a group of artists there's a group of female artists who seem, their imaging seems to be neutrality in sexuality.
No, I understand you. Yes, their image.
Yes. So do you think is it a backlash to the over sexualization of some female artists, or is it just?
I don't think so. I don't think so. No. I don't think so. I mean, I enjoy Lady Patra.
Right. Yeah.
As I said, that's sexuality. No, you know, I don't think it's a backlash to the perversion that we see out there. I think it's just that people know what them is about.
Yeah.
and people deciding what they're about. There is either you are going to help build the society, or like I said, let me take you away from the word society. You're going to help to build a nation.
Right.
And
Yeah.
come to help crumble one.
Yeah.
And I think that as artists, that's why you don't hear enough from me or about me out there. Because I think as artists, we have such great responsibilities.
Right.
Such great responsibility to carry, and so much time every time they catch us out in the light, we run and talk about don't call me a road model, and then another
Yeah.
minute you talk about you're a road model, you're a role model,
Yeah.
you know,
That's. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so many people have become kittens, you know, not
Yeah.
humans but kittens,
Mhm.
posing to be lions and lioness that are not speaking up for the people. You know, this is what the poets, he says, when the gates of Zion is open and the Lord enter therein, follow will be the singers and the players of instrument, the
Yes.
damsel playing on the harps and the flute.
Yes.
So, make a joyful noise and the trumpet shall be sound. Bob Marley was a great trumpet.
Yeah.
Peter Touch Chronix is a great trumpet.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there are many coming. Hey, when that song they say, why shop a wet name and don't shop a Target? Nation must let's have a nation builders round here, man.
Yes.
That's the culture is either, and the culture goes beyond Louise Bennett plaited frack. You
Yeah.
understand? Or winding around maypoles.
Yeah.
Or talking about our ancestors as slave. We are long before that.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
You know, so we have to right now, it makes no sense to have chit chat just to have a conversation for a conversation's sake, to hear our voices
Yeah.
as artists and musicians. Oh my God, look what they're doing to people all over the world. Look where Guan Yaso. And it's Uno people are cause it. The one that Uno where I go, don't I wanna look a shop, they go, don't I wanna look a shop, they go buy on a big Gilla aisle and on a pound of flour. That's what them say.
Right. Right.
You know, sister, the war is against the people
Yeah.
and the poor people. And now artists have time to talk about who are gonna swell up them breasts, swell up them bottom, who are gonna tap or shooting out the most gunshot to enter through the brain.
Mhm.
Living in a dream,
Yeah.
living in a dream,
All
searching
right.
for the hype and
All
dollar
right.
while their
Hold the thought. Hold the thought.
sons and daughters are being crucified.
Yeah. Hold the thought. We're gonna get back to you, sis. Wow. Because towards the end, we're gonna have a conversation. I would like to have. I'm gonna try and get back, Pam, because I think she says she has. Hopefully, we'll fix the problem. But I want you to hold that thought
I'm
because
with you, my brother.
in the space, and I mean, and that's what we're trying to create here, honesty. I just want us to be honest in the space, because I will not speak about our women because I'm not a woman. I cannot speak. I can speak as a king attempting to protect our queens, but I am not. You understand me? I don't have the mindset. I don't understand what's happening with our women. So it's really nice to hear that perspective, because it's something that I have been a little confused about. I
Oh, Jada,
don't
I
understand
love
it. You
her.
get what I say? You get what I say? And I think women should speak on the behalf of women. Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say to you. You know what I mean? So, all right, give me 1 second, sis. Thank you so very much. We're going to attempt to bring back